My bad. Welcome in when you guys, whenever you all get in. Um, we're gonna do some talking um, about some of the plans that the divine has in store. Um, we like some people want to know, and I got told a few things that I've felt like able to share with you all. So first and foremost, um, the main thing we're trying to do here on this realm is to end duality. Um, with there being an infinite possibility of anything, we we ended up not using duality wrong, but allowing duality to hold its own spirit, also known as the false idol. Um, and we allowed that energy to be focused on the negative when we look at the duality, because when we even hear the word duality, there's some sort of negative connotation that kind of like attaches itself to the word. Um, don't know where it comes from. It's just on it, and I do think it, and it's because when duality was created due to the ego being made, um, it it stripped away from what the divine had already made, which is pure. It's pyre. There's nothing dirty about it. So the term duality is almost in a sense just talking about being pessimistic and looking at the lesser side of things. But the main goal of the divine's plan, so to speak, is to get rid of this duality aspect that we have. The only reason there's a duality is because we are not connected with the divine like as we used to be. Um, Now, it's not the fact that we're not connected to the divine, really. That's not a good way to say it. It's the lack of people that not only know, but use and are listening to the guides and the ancestors and the gods that are guiding them. Um, you know, and there's this. It's like it's almost purifying. And I've been seeing this for a while and been getting it for a while. There's like a rewashing of events of time that's kind of just happening around at this time. It's just like things aren't coming back to haunt you, aren't coming back to get you know back in your life, but they're just coming back around to I don't know, like just know lets you know that that's there. It's like it can't. There's no, not to say it like this, but there's no lesson that can be learned from the situation that it's trying to be presented into your life at this time. And I just feel the need to mention that I'm picking up the energy of people seeing readings like that. Like, there's no need to worry about that. Those energies might appear just to get your opinion on them, um, through your own opinion. It has nothing to do with seeing the person. It's just your opinion on the person or the opinion of the idea of the person that may be, um, what's whatever. But with the closing of duality and the entering of unity, not unity really in the sense of being one with self. It's unity being more collected into one. You know, we are our own puzzle that we have to put together, and once we are able to put ourselves together, I want to say properly. I feel like saying properly because of all of the fucking people that have took this power, this pure divine power, and used it for dog shit purposes, selfish, just egotistical behavior. It's like it's just awful, and it's this power that people want, and then it's also the power that people fear because they see what everyone else is doing with it, and it's this correlation, um, that people feel like once you get this power, you just turn into that evil person. So the power has to be evil, and that's not it. The whole plan is to really show you how messy it can get, almost, because you know we're running the simulation up with all these like outcomes and all these like different pathways and different codings for people. it's it's getting to the point to where this measurement of duality no longer means anything the way that we experience, the way that we see it and experience it, at least. Duality in less of a shape and more of a plane of existence. Duality is more of a meter than really anything. It's a slider. There's like I don't know. I just there's like these weird mental connotations that words have on us that we apply to words without even really thinking about it. And a lot of times when I even hear duality, I just see circles. Like I see like yin yang, I see a Venn diagram, I see like two different colors beside each other. It's just weird. I don't know. It's this really weird energy where the whole entire world around you is trying to like scream to you that you are like two inside of one. But regardless, we talk about that a lot over here. Um, yeah, just the splitting of duality, and the funniest part is when you get rid of duality, it's not ripping it apart that gets rid of it, that creates more duality. It's about bringing the two together to be harmonious with each other, which is the duality split with inside yourself, your heart and your thoughts, your feelings and your thoughts. And people feel like the duality thing. You hear it at first as opposites attract, so that's why you get matched up with the people you do in life, because opposites attract. No, it's because your own energy, and it's the opposite. It's the energy that you're not showing, which is the opposite of being shown. It's that way. It's more personal, but regardless, it's like the the way we hear duality is like, again, like opposites attract. We always look at it from like an outward point of view, and it's weird because we're always taught from an outward point of view. We're told to look at nature to teach us, and all nature tells us is to go within. But for some reason, we take that lesson of, oh, let nature guide you, and then we end up looking outward for everything. And most of it, oh, sorry, my laptop. Most of it is because of like just years of bashing, of grooming the human mind into feeling like it can't really operate on its own. Um, which is what we're trying to break. We're trying to show the human mind that it's not working at its fullest capacity, and fixing up the details of things. It's just really getting to know the software, if you want to save it like that. Um, But there's a lot of I guess I guess the word I'm looking for is double-edged sword moments that are happening. If you're having any reflections at this time, it just feels like a really prickly time. These reflections, they almost hurt as much as they heal, as I'm hearing. But it's made that way in the sense to show you how much you've healed versus how much you now have made aware. And it's this journey of healing, of showing you that, again, when you are, doesn't matter if you hurt someone willingly or unwillingly, or however, or anything, whatever happens on the outside of you will happen on the inside. And if it's just like this nurturing energy, and it's about, just coming to yourself. There's a lot more people going hermit mode. There's a lot more people being forced to not, and like, it really does feel like forced into seclusion. There's just a lot of people really like being forced to separate, or being forced to see who's around them, to see if they're living what they want to live. And it's difficult whenever I don't know. You always hear like prophets telling you, seeing an angel, and the angel is reading off names of people who aren't gonna make it. It's one of those moments, honestly, that the divine's kind of forcing. Is it's showing you people. So especially if you've been letting the divine move you around, the way the divine's been wanting you to, and you've been moving around a bunch of people from your past. The divine wants you to know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing by moving around them. But it's not to make you. It's not only, I should say, it's not only to make you look at your past, but it's to make someone, the other person, look at like how you are as well, and to see how they treated you and stuff. It's not even in the sense of like, I don't know. It's like it's the final checkup is how I'm hearing it. It's just like, this is where you're at. This is where you at the last time you seen these people. This is where you're at now. Um, you get to decide if you move forward, if you don't want to move forward, how we're doing this. It's like, this is that last final checkup energy that we're in, before this new moon hits. Especially because I just like, there's something about, I don't know. There's just been this very expansive energy, and almost it's like spiritual silence is how it feels. You know what I mean? Like, some of you might be having a harder time connecting to your guides, or just having no communication at all, but it hasn't caused any worry. It's this energy of really like everything's about to like go full force. It's something about this fall, because it's like, what, like something about Scorpio. I keep hearing Scorpio. I don't know if something's gonna be in Scorpio at fall or what, or Scorpio season or however. But regardless, it's a lot of changes. It's like, because we always hear these messages of things that are on the way, things are on the way, and we expect them to happen almost instantly. But these things, they take time to happen, and to grow and to work. It's something about, it's about to finally, it's like, it's been working up. You've just needed to adjust to it. It's something, because everything's about you, and you're moving through all this stuff, and it's about your the regulation of your body, being comfortable, suiting in, getting used to a new level, getting settled in. Either you're shooting to a newer level, or you're sitting back and getting used to what you're learning, getting used to your first new steps. um but it's this energy that's just been it's honestly has been kept keeping me out for a while because it's this weird, just not exhausted energy, but I notice how much more like energy it takes to run this body, and it's not in the sense of being out of shape or anything. It's just breathing. I'm noticing my breath more. I'm noticing the vibrations of my throat chakra when I talk more. I'm noticing my third eye. I'm noticing like my body more. I'm able to actually read my body in the sense of like being more aware of, what these random feelings are and why they're happening. And these are just going with the laws of like cause and effect. Everything has a cause, and the cause is the divine. Whatever the effect is whatever the divine wanted. So these things where we're asking like, oh, should I do this? And you get like a yes and no meter, but it's like it's designed to you, which is really interesting. And it's like you're sitting there and your leg twitches and you're thinking about a question, and you think, I wonder if that leg twitch was about that question. Your leg twitches again. It's not that that's a coincidence. That's the divine telling you, hey, if you want to answer to a question, ask, and this is how we're going to tell you. I have these experiences all the time, and I don't know, it might even be happening with you at this time. It's just getting a weird, like, closer relationship with the divine. And again, I like seeing people when they learn these things, because everyone, whenever they say, "Oh, get closer with spirit," they feel like you need to do something physical. No, you want to get closer to spirit. Get closer to spirit through your spirit. There's nothing on this physical realm that's gonna get you closer to spirit than what's already inside of you. And there's just a need to really see that. And when you get closer with spirit is when you understand, when you see the signs and synchronicities, and it's less about the numbers in the external, and you're seeing the internal signs, the signs that start on your body, these events that happen, like, mentally, or you ask a question and you zoot out and you have like a whole outer body experience and then come back in. These new higher ways of getting answers that were hidden from us for years, about what normal was and wasn't. um it's all surprising. And I don't know, it's a lot to do with just how like corrupt and fucked up society is, and people, it's purposely fucking making mental issues more of an issue by putting certain chemicals in foods and shit, and all that lovely bullshit things that happens on the 3D realm. But there's a lot of like an inner power awakening that's coming from the deliverance of this duality. And in this sense, it's not going to kill the ego. The issue is not to kill the ego, but to rewire the ego. Instead of the ego being so determined to view everything as a challenge and opposition, it's to get the ego to get out of that fear response and to go into the loving, oh, we're all, connected. We're all, I am everyone, and everyone is me, and I am too. I am both masculine and feminine, both, and like just getting in that energy. That's what's wrong with the ego, is because these things that are created, it's not, if they could be fully destroyed, it would have to be made by man on the physical. The ego can't be like destroyed, but it can be rewired. And that's, even though the ego is a man-made thing, it's something that comes with the journey of being here. So you can't get rid of it, but you can rewire it. And it's like, I don't know, it's this just really realizing what you are and who you are, and what does it mean to be like a human being, and what, what the word hue means and what the word being means, and just looking into things for fun, not even in the sense of looking for an answer, but just looking for information, and that could even be with just like finding out new things about you. Like, oh, I actually like doing this. Now that I'm no longer so scared of thinking this is going to happen, I actually really enjoy doing these activities. And, oh, I used to be afraid to do karaoke, but now ever since I've been doing it, I love it. Those types of energies. There's less stress that's on you, that's keeping you back from doing what you really want and really feel like you need to do. And in this energy where you're doing that, it's causing a shift in your auric field, and that it's like almost a vulnerable shift, because it's something about rocky waters is how I'm hearing it, or like a rocky road. I don't know, like rocky road ice cream cloud popped up too, but it's just like there's something about this transition. It's one that you haven't done this lifetime, or like at all, like throughout any incarnation. It's like a new type of awakening, a higher level that you might be a little uneasy with, but again, it's one of those things where it's like it wouldn't be presenting itself if you weren't ready, so it's more of a self comfortability at that point. But it's and this could also just be an uncomfortability of getting used to having more time as well, or switching of schedules. It's like it's just some sort of like difference that's happening, that's causing you almost to adjust how you're spending your energy, or allowing you to use your energy more, um you're able to focus more on things that you haven't been able to focus on before, and it's just like a realization of what what it means to advance, what it means to timeline jump, and all these things that we hear. And it's like, oh, I can't wait for these things to come in. It's like now you're starting to see these effects come in, and especially if you haven't seen the effects come in of like the things shifting for you, timeline effects, like mental changes, spiritual changes. It's something about these next like 3 months that are going to be something crazy, and it's this separation of, it's like choosing. It's like the duality of choice. You can choose, or you can't, or you can choose not to choose. But if you choose not to choose, you're allowing your mind to make the decision for you rather than your heart. And it's something about like learning to choose, to have an infinite possibility, and just say it's gonna go good, and running with it, because it's something really magical about giving yourself that type of power, and being like, even if it doesn't work, even though I say like, oh, let me go to the store, and if they don't have this item that I'm looking for, then it doesn't matter, because everything's still gonna go good. And on that trip there, they don't have the thing that you want, and there's like a road blockage or some shit, so it's like not favorable, but you said before you left it's gonna be like a good, it's gonna be a good event, despite, it's gonna be a good trip. Getting in the habit of doing those things is gonna transform a lot. It With the laws of duality, it implies it could have been worse than that, but it's also training yourself to not set some sort of expectation for something to go a certain way. Manage what you can manage, which is how you're going to transmute this energy once you get to the station of where the energy state at, which is the store, where you're getting the item, wherever you're getting at the store. And it's important to really just keep it like that, and just say, even if they don't have what I need, or this doesn't work out, um, the way I'm wishing, it's still gonna be it's still gonna work out. Like it's still gonna be something good. It's still gonna be something worth my time. It's these energies that show this non-backstabby energy from you to the energy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'd be really happy if this happened, but if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be upset. It kind of sets that standard to where then that thing that you want can happen, but now there's a set course that you have to take to obtain those things. And with us being humans and not being patient and being one of the slowest beings on the planet just because of how the time works here, we get so impatient because we know it should be coming, and we're getting the signs that it's on its way, but it doesn't get here in time, so we switch up stuff and it takes longer and longer for things to come in. It's this energy that we need to start getting into, is really just understanding that we already, like, and it's not just to say, but really understanding that you have that said whatever you're looking for, you already have it. It's that energy that you're looking for. The energy that that thing gives you is the only thing you're looking for. The materialistic item that you're craving for isn't necessarily going to solve anything because it's materialistic. Over time, you're going to stop using it. You're going to stop caring about it. It's just going to be something that isn't paid much attention to because it's just on the physical. It's something you see all the time. It's not, you know, it's not going to hold. I mean, it's always going to hold the same energy, but over time, we end up draining things and hyper focusing on things and just almost sucking the life out of other objects because we're unable yet to control the life within ourselves. And it's just really important to think about these things and to just know that everything is working with the divine. Like everything you do, you know, is orchestrated with the divine before it even happens. Every breath you take, every time you step, anytime you think of an idea and it not working is all like a divine thing at play. And it's the safety net. And again, it's just really understanding that it's all perfect, it's all good. It's not paying attention to the signs, it's not paying attention um to the warnings that the divine gives you that puts you in these energies of questioning and being like, why is this happening if I'm being led by the divine and things of that nature, and I didn't see any signs. It's because you're not looking for a sign, you're looking for like a validation of self. This is like it's something that we really have to be not get but become aware of, because we all are hurt. Being on this planet hurts. Surprisingly enough, being here on Earth hurts. It's very condensed here. It's not fun. But what we used to do is help each other with that hurt. We used to work together to help. There wasn't really a need for a coddling of anything because everyone was there helping everyone. And if anyone needed like rest, it was like people would be there for them. That's how it used to be. Now no one's there for anyone, so we're all aching. We're all in this energy of needing that time to be coddled, that time to really be nurtured in that way, because it's something that we just lack. Um, and it's a rarity to even be able to do that for yourself, let alone have someone do it for you, you know. But we're entering these times where it's, I don't know, we're in the time of healing, and there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of information, because then, you know, once you come into spirituality, you know, you're in it because you want, oh, I want help from this issue. And then you find out about other things that go on, and then you get sucked down these rabbit holes, and it's like it's the divine's way of just showing you like what's going on, you know, bit by bit, slowly, for the ones to like really wake up. And I don't know. It's a very interesting plan that the divine's running to really like unify everyone, because it's, I don't know, but it's something, again, it's something that we all know, like, it's something we all tell everyone. That's the big joke. We tell everyone not to do these things. We tell everyone like how to fix it, but then we continue to do it. We just like don't judge anything, don't view anything in like that type of light. Don't let it get to you. It's these things that we have power over, but we ourselves still can't control it. It's this barbaric animalistic side of people that's been exploited over the years, that that's needing to be silenced down again. Um, but that's where the divine's taking us with this ending of duality. That's why people, I don't know. That's why it's been more of an important. That's why there's been a lot of self-reflection recently, a lot more than usual. A lot more people have been doing a lot of self-reflection, spiritual and non, and it's because it's time to really know yourself, and not looking outside for outside circumstances. Like there's no need to look outside for things that are within anymore, and though, and again, I'm not trying to say that in like a rushing way or anything, but it's coming to a point where we're starting to realize that, I should say, we're starting to realize that that all the answers are within, but we're coming to people with questions that aren't necessarily the answers that are we're wanting. We're wanting to know, how do we heal? Oh my god. Give me a second, y'all. That wasn't cool. I haven't had one of those happen in a while. Go. Oh Lord. Okay. Anyway, um, I can't make it up today, yo. I I look at out of the corner of my eye. I looked at him too. Fucking Shadow Man, just standing at the corner, just looking at me. And I didn't expect that. Didn't expect it. I have not experienced something like that in a few months, and then here we go with it again. That's cool, awesome. But regardless, we're just talking about high level stuff. If they're gonna be coming around creeping, it's cool. It's what they do. But it's like this need to stop identifying things as good and bad. That's really gonna help us advance and end this duality. Um, because we allow the energy, the spike of energy that comes into us. We allow that to come up with fear, and that's so funny. I'm gonna use that as an example of what just happened. I'm not gonna, because I didn't expect it, but that jolt of energy, that thing that makes me jump and jolt, instead of identifying that and also identifying the Shadow Man as like bad, it's not that it's bad, it's just there. If I don't judge it as being good or bad, it's just there, which is exactly what it's doing. It's just chilling there. It's not doing nothing to hurt me. It's not doing anything to help me. It's just there. The fact that I got startled is because I wasn't attentive enough to know about it, because nothing really sneaks up on you. Everything's always there. It's just how aware you are of it that makes it as present as it is. And us as humans are not that aware, not just in a mental sense, but in an actual sensical sense. But it wasn't fear that I felt. It was like a surprise, and we tend to get that. That's the whole thing with like the difference between anxiety and excitement. There's no real difference between those two energies. We can't tell the difference between the two unless there's some sort of outside parameter to judge it by. We don't even know what our own feelings feel like. And that's the thing that we got to start doing is, oh, I see something that I don't know what it is, and because I don't know what it is, I'm going to be curious about it or scared of it. And the curiosity can also lead to fear. It's like canceling out these tiny things and just really getting in touch again with like just who you are, and not judging things, just allowing, you know, the entities, the demons, the ghouls that come close to you, like, don't judge them. The folklore about them are evil, and they tell you evil things for a reason, and then they describes, you know what I mean, like there's the definition that someone's going to give you, and then there is the, yeah, it was just startled is all. But the definition that people give you is going to be different from your experience. And you can't expect someone else's experience to completely define you, but you can use that experience from someone else to like help co-create, which is why it's so important to, you know, listen to what resonates with you, and being careful of the ego, because the ego will 100%, dude, the ego will be like, no, but that was a shadow man, and shadow people are evil. It's like, what do you, how, why are shadow people evil? Has every encounter with someone has had with a shadow person, has it all been evil? No. It's crazy to think that way, but we're on this energy of like seeing the duality of things. So understand that the scale of duality is not um as versatile as it is. It's saying it's one or the other. It's 100 or 0, you know? It's either you're focusing on everything except for like the bits that you're not wanting to focus on, or you're not focusing on anything except for what you shouldn't focus on. It's like those two opposites there. The bringing of the two is bringing attention to the things that you're not paying attention to. That's the ending of duality, is paying attention to like you, not what time you go to work tomorrow, not what time it is right now, not it's how long the moon's been out, not what fucking color of flowers, like, you know. It's like I don't, we always do this to ourselves, and we get stuck in this energy of like, I have to make this person happy, or I have to do this to receive this. We calculate so much, but we understand that just like the simple things, the simple recognition is all we really want and are wanting. And that recognition causes that feeling for a reason. It's because your feminine side is trying to tell you that it wants to talk to you and trying to tell you these things. And I don't know. These are just, it really needs to be talked about more. It's really gonna shift the world in a different way. Um, but regardless, at the end of the day, if you're having these shifts in consciousness, if you're having the shifts where you're learning new things about yourself, or you're becoming more in tune with how you feel and less of how you think you feel or how you were told to feel, or you're seeing how you were in the past through other people or other events, all these things, it's there just to show you a milestone, and there to signify as well that you're supposed to be on a break, being more observant during this time. But that's what I have for you. This, I just felt like to give you a short message. I seen something and it immediately told me to get on, so I did. But there is the ending of duality. That is, and has been occurring for a while. It's gonna be a while before we come to a point of that nature, especially here. But that's the goal, is to just end duality. We've grown so codependent on needing two sides of things. Um, and it's not bad, of course. No, that's what we want. You know, we want to have choice, but we're not realizing that our free will of choice is kind of how we let ourselves into this. But that's the message. Thank you all so much. I got the links in the descriptions. The the Spirit audio link, the email if you want to email me for a reading, or if you want to do the Google Sheet for anything, do that as well. Also, I'm doing trades again. If you're wanting anything on offer but don't have like the funds, just ask me for a trade. Literally anything. Just we can even talk about it if you need to. It doesn't even matter. Like just. But I am doing that. The Google group. If you want to be a part of the Google group, you can do that as well. But regardless, thank you for the likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and donations. Energetic and financial, they both mean the world to me. I love you all so much. To the moon and back, tenfold and forever. And I will see you later.